to the fall camp, and obviously especially with some of all the new faces on the defensive front, both defensive linemen, some of the jack linebackers and all kind of at least start to work with them all so far. Oh, sorry.
Like starting off fall campus has been amazing, and seeing the guys like Jalen and Keldrick growing into like from what he did in the spring to right now, it's just been tremendous. And seeing the young guys improve from spring to the fall campus has been like wonders, because I'm like, I ain't expect those guys to transition that fast. So that's a good thing about this fall camp and the off season we had. We had time to train and get better and get those young guys prepared for stepping in roles they might have to during the season.
What have some of those improvements been that you've seen with everyone?
Just their overall knowledge of the game, just understanding what it's supposed to be, the overall knowledge of the defense, seeing what like everybody's job, not just their job in particular. Because if you know the whole defense, you will know where everybody's supposed to fit, and you'll know who fault it is if it's breaking up the defense. So yeah, those guys just learning the defense, the whole defense, and getting the weight room. Coach Dom has did an amazing job this summer, and I see the improvement of those guys from the spring to the summer.
Anyone especially bulked out over the summer?
Yeah, he got us right. He got us right.
Marcus, how do you feel like you're?
How difficult was it to? You guys are obviously very optimistic right now to get from where you were last October to where you are now.
It's just a testament of the team. Like without the coaches, like we already knew last year when the stuff was happening when Coach Harsin got fired and Coach Cadillac had to step up. We knew that the team had to get closer together and bond together as a team. And we just got together as a team and just decided that this is our team. Like whatever coach want to come, whatever coach come, he just want to add to it, to the value. But we got to start from the team and the team players and the team leaders. So that's what we did. We started looking forward to the team leaders, finding team leaders, and then getting everybody to buy into the team leaders. Then team leaders go to the head coach, and the head coach tell the leaders what to do. So that's how we've been kind of going this.
How does that buy-in happen when you start kind of with a coach being fired, but then add about 40 new players since then and kind of get them inserted in what you guys have already started?
Yeah, that was the most like difficult part, just getting to know everybody, because everybody come from different schools, different backgrounds, and that was the most difficult part, just getting to know the people and just generally getting to know their story. So, because if you know somebody's story, you'll know why they play the game for. You'll know how hard they play. You'll know why they play so hard. And that's the most difficult thing, just trying to get to know everybody personally on a personal level, so you can get out the field and play with them. And it's been getting better though. Like the whole summer, then especially with fall camp, we had so much time together to get to know each other. But all the new transfers we had, they're open to talk to us, express themselves. So that's been very easy for us.
Mark, is there anything you've really worked to improve on from your game this offseason?
Yeah, it's just getting stronger and faster and trying to be more durable. Like I seen my film last year. Like I was doing good in the first couple quarters, then toward the end of the game, I kind of get tired. So just building my wing and getting more in shape and more stamina.
Is there anything about the SEC that surprised you coming over from? I mean, you're from around here, so it's not that surprising. But coming from the Big 12.
Yeah, it's just the game moves faster, like so much faster, and it's you gotta come with it every week, week in and week out in the SEC. You can't just have one off game or any of that. You gotta come every week prepared to play your best, because any week you have a chance to lose in the SEC. So that's the difference coming from the Big 12 to the SEC, and then like the size, of course, the different size on linemen. Like they got big old linemen in the SEC. So that's another thing I had to adjust to coming from the Big 12 to the SEC.
There's a lot of new also offensive linemen on this team. What has it been like kind of practicing against them all as a unit so far?
It's been amazing, especially with guys like Dylan Wade and Avery Jones. Those guys are good improvements to our offensive line, and those guys just binding in together and just getting closer during the offseason. So it's been nothing but amazing, because I seen the jump they made from spring to the first day of fall camp, and those guys just so more confident and they communicate more loud and stuff like that. So that's a big difference.
You mentioned SEC offensive linemen. Obviously, those guys were not all SEC offensive linemen before you came. How do they become that?
Just keep working like that. Those two guys and most of the transfer we got, they're pretty hard workers. And and like dealing with Aiden Avery, I think they made like the all transfer team or something like that. So that's pretty good. And like I didn't know too much about them before they came here, but I just seen them work and seeing them every day at practice. They just showed me that they work hard. They want to be great. So hopefully those guys get a chance to show that this year, and those guys make SEC honors.
Marcus, what are you doing differently, if anything, in this defense with Jeremy coaching you and obviously Coach Roberts? What are maybe some things that you're doing that are different, or what are your main responsibilities?
It's just like learning the different techniques and learning different positions, because in some calls I got to play the 4-eye, some calls I got to play the 3 technique, some calls I got to play the 2-eye. Just learning the whole defense line, and that's about it with Coach Roberts, and we kind of move a lot more with Coach Roberts. So that's another thing I gotta learn how to. I ain't gotta learn how to, but I had to get better at my game, like moving sideways and getting up the field more. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when you say move, are you talking about pre-snap movement, or how to describe that? What do you mean?
Like we got more like plays, like say we were slant one way and then like slant the other way. Like we got a lot of plays, like slanted plays, and just that's the difference from this year from last year. Like last year we was like kind of playing on the offensive line and kind of stand on them. Like this year we got more freedom to move around and get to the quarterback. So that's a difference.
Roberts' defense seems to be, at least from his past places, so run-focused. That's kind of the first priority. How have you seen that in terms of his install, now being in fall camp and had a summer to work with that a little bit?
I would say the same thing like you said. Like it's a lot of run focus, but that's good because in the SEC, if you can't stop the run, they're just going to run our game. So that's the one thing we had to get better as a defense last year. It was a couple games. One in particular, Penn State, we weren't happy with that outcome, and we got to get better as a run defense. And he's bringing that mentality and that hard-nosed mentality to us, and it's going to be. I can't wait for the season to see how it turns out.
Is that an effort thing? Is it like, what are you doing differently to stop the run better, or do you feel like maybe some games the effort wasn't like? How do you stop the run better?
Just basically everybody being like locked in the communication, because in the defense everybody has a gap. So you know who gap they're supposed to hit, who gap they hit. So it's all about communication and everybody being in that gap. And the trust thing, because a lot of times, like say I'll be in the B gap and I see the ball going to A gap, I try to go to A gap. And I got to trust my teammate being in the A gap to make that play, and I don't hop on my gap. So that's another thing, like building trust and knowing my teammate got his gap, I'm just holding my gap. That's one thing we've been getting better with this offseason.
We've seen some times when y'all are out there where Justin and Jason are both on the field at the same time next to each other. How much of a weapon is that when y'all have like two big dudes next to each other like that?
Hey, that's an honor, man. Like those two guys are strong and big humans. So just having those two guys in to stop the run, and that's a big addition because we play a lot of run heavy teams, and we're gonna need those two guys in at the same time sometimes. So that's a big addition. Again, Justin over from Kentucky, and having him and Jason on the field at the same time. So I can't wait to see how that turns out in the game. I seen that practice has been looking pretty good, so I can't wait to see this.
You're obviously one of the older guys now. Who are some of the younger guys on the team that you're on the defensive line that you're trying to really help bring along and get them up to speed?
All the guys come in so young, and most of the time I try to wait till they come to me first,
right,
so I can see who really want it. But like most of all the young guys that I can say we brought in, like DJ Reed, Kedrick Falk. We just got the new dude. We call him Bobby came from JUCO.
Yeah.
He got like all those guys that come in ready to learn, like eager to learn. Nobody comes in with the big head and thinking I know everything. So just all those new people coming in, learn, trying to get better, asking questions, asking what I did wrong and how to improve, so they won't have to go through those same mistakes I have in the past. And just asking questions like that. And all those guys are ready to play. Like they're eager to play. So that's a good thing.
You mentioned Keldrick. Like how much of what's the area you've seen him improve the most from the time he got? Because he was pretty impressive in the spring. But I heard you say earlier how much he's kind of grown here over the summer.
He's just a raw talent. Like he has raw talent, and just learning how to play within defense is a big thing he did during the offseason. He's learning how to fit into the defense, not just be freelancing and do stuff. Because in high school, like a lot of children just told like do this, run a certain play. And probably his defense was made around him in high school.
Right.
And everything is based off him. So getting to college, him recognizing that it's a team sport and like everybody got their job and everybody got to be in that gap at the same time. That's been a very big improvement for him, just understanding the game, understanding his role in defense.
Talk about Justin Rogers a little bit. What have you seen from him so far? How good is he?
And he's very good. He's strong as I've seen it, like physical, like just physically strong, and he's gifted and he can move too. Like a big guy like that, you don't think he can move that quick. He's really quick, and he just brings another dimension to the D line that we need, like a physical dude that can start the run. Then he got a little bit of quickness, so he can do good on pass rush. So that's just an aspect we need in the defense.
Who's kind of right behind? So you got you, Jason, Justin, kind of I think are sort of maybe the front of the line type guys with experience. Who's right behind you? Who's going to provide the depth so you're not out there every snap?
There's a couple guys. I don't particularly know the order, but it's you got Mosiah. He's pretty good. You got Zacchaeus Walker. You got who else? A lot of young guys like Kedrick stepping in, Wilkie, and guys like that, like Wilkie Bernard, guys like that stepping in and is going to kind of give us a break when we get tired of the game.
How's Zacchaeus doing? I know he thought about leaving, came back. How's he doing now back with the team?
He's just like he's like a new him. He's like just grateful like that he's back with us, and he's just grateful to be a part of the team and the new coaching staff we got. And he's just ready to play, just eager to play.